Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Translation: in what period and at what place was this first begun? And why was this taken up? From where did Krishna Dvaipayana Vyas, the great sage, get the inspiration to complete this literature? Purport: because Srimad Bhagavatam, the special contribution of Srila Vyasadeva, there are so many inquiries by the learned Shaunaka Muni. It was known to them that Srila Vyasadeva had already explained the text of the Vedas in various ways up to Mahabharata for the understanding of less intelligent women, Shudras, and fallen members of the family of the twice-born men. Srimad Bhagavatam is transcendental to all of them because it has nothing to do with anything mundane, so the inquiries are very intelligent and relevant. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadivasya Deshatharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Kasmin yuge pravriteyam sthane va kena hetuna kuta sanchodita Krishna kritavan samhita munihi. Translation: in what period and at what place was this first begun, and why was this taken up? From where did Krishna Dvaipayana Vyas, the great sage, get the inspiration to complete this literature? So chapter 4 is titled Appearance of Sri Narad. Just in the verse before, Shaunak is appealing to Sutta Goswami that he relate the pious message of Srimad Bhagavatam. So previous to that, they were already asking many questions. And here the question is, at what place was this first begun and which period? This means Srimad Bhagavatam. So subject of Bhagavatam is Veda. Vedic knowledge in the cream, in the highest form. So in the past, so much effort was made to understand and propagate Vedic knowledge and to preserve it. It was considered, it was a very serious offense to change the Veda or to stop, not propagate it. Many times Srila Prabhupada, whenever the word hingsa comes, hingsa means violence, then Prabhupada always translates it when it comes in Shastra as stopping the preaching of Krishna consciousness or not preaching. So the propagation of Vedic knowledge was considered very foremost activity. And we see here in the Bhagavatam, it's about to be spoken. So the sages had gathered in Naimisharanya, and earlier before that, they had gathered at the bank of the Ganga where it was spoken by Shukadeva Goswami. And what was the aim? To save the jivas of Kali Yuga. What is the best system in the Vedas given that we can protect the jivas in Kali Yuga, to shelter them from what will happen now? Kali Yuga is age of deterioration. So how to protect them? So in this way, the Vedas are considered for such a integral, important part of the culture. Sanskrit, the culture of ancient India, Bharat, and the whole world. Vedic culture is that effort, the whole purpose of life was to understand the Vedas. So right from a young age, they were taught. And everything was centered in that, around that. They were taught the Vedas, and then they went on to do their duties in different varnas and ashrams. And what was the distinction in them? Of course, it was the work, but another was their duties, which duties they'll take up within the Vedas. That was according to their varna and ashram. Different duties were assigned, and gender. So according to that, that was decided. And the king's rule meant he will maintain that, protecting dharma, protecting the Vedic knowledge. And within the Vedas it's explained. Vedas is actually, Veda Narayan Sakshat, it's actually a form of Vishnu, Ved. And they are eternal, eternally residing. They were brought for two things. One is, as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 3.12, that it's for us how to live in this material world and how to get out. Two things. So within the Vedas is given the best way how to live. Even Varnashram or Vastu Shastra, any other system, there are different sciences, different things. The purpose was there, how to live in this world and how to come out. But not only just live, but live in such a way that we are elevating ourselves. The system of whatever was taught, medicine or whatever, it was theistic in such a way that by following that we can increase our God consciousness. So now even in the Vedas there are different paths, as we know, that some jivas were, because we came here out of envy of Krishna, so some jivas, they were very envious of God. So they will not want to hear about God. It's very some indirect preaching for them. Impersonal, not direct, depicting God as not a personality. And gradually, as they increase in Jnana and Vairagya over many births or the same birth, they become attracted more to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then very small part of the Vedas is explained as a personality, where the God is explained as a personality. So the Vedas, one unique point is that they are for all classes of people. It's universal knowledge. It is in such a way presented that people from any stage can connect and take it. Therefore we had Rajasic, Tamasic and Sattvic presentations within Dharma. And other aspects which we will not know maybe on this planet. On other planets they'll have other Vedas. But the aim was the same for all of them. The aim was finally how to get liberation. So these different presentations also depends on time. Because now in Kali Yuga, although the Vedas are so elaborately given a system how we can come up and advance and become purified, actually there is no time now. There is no time, there is no energy, there is no culture, there is no foundation. We are very much durbhagya, very disadvantaged, as Shastra says that praenalpayusha sabya kalavasmin yuge jana. We have a short life and manda samanamatve manda bhagya hi upadritaha. We are misguided, lazy and always disturbed condition. How will you practice dharma? It's very difficult. So for that purpose, now we see there's that vast Vedic knowledge and culture which was very intricate from a young age. There was a system of education, gradual elevation, different yoga systems, and over certain lives maybe one can come to perfection. That is not possible. Not possible. And so the sages know that in Kali Yuga this will be the situation. So out of compassion, because one of the qualities of a Brahmana is that he will teach and he thinks about welfare of all. Prabhupada writes, Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, they will be constantly thinking about welfare of everyone, because they were the guides of society. It was their duty to impart the knowledge and to guide society. So they could understand that Kali Yuga is coming, what shall we do about it? You know, just like we are seeing that, okay, now the monsoon is coming, we have to prepare, get umbrellas, raincoat, whatever, prepare for it. So Kali Yuga is coming, we have to prepare everybody. Everything will become degraded. We see in that pastime of Krishna, when he met Muchukunda in the cave, and he organized the Leela in such a way that Muchukunda killed Kalyavan. Was it Kalyavan? So after that Muchukunda got up and then he offered prayers to Krishna. Then he came out of the cave after a long time, and that was something like end of Dwapar Yuga. He came out and he would have gone in there around Treta Yuga, maybe Satya Yuga. So the time when he came out of the cave and looked around, immediately he could recognize difference. He said, it's written there, he saw that the trees were smaller, the people were smaller, everything changed. Oh, Kali Yuga is coming. It's changed. The time, immediately he set for the north. What does it mean when you say set for the north? To the Himalayas. There, Prabhupada explains in another place that he went to the north. It means he's going to the Himalayas, not to Delhi. They would go to the Himalayas to take shelter and practice self-realization and just finish off the business. So that's explained, that he saw that. So that is one way. Another way is, okay, age of Kali is coming, let me save myself, let me save the people, do something for the people. We are fortunate, we got the information. They don't know, they don't have a clue what's going to happen to them. Prahlad Maharaj, as he was in that mood that he said that these people, Maunam Charanti Vijana, na parartha nishtha, they just take a vow of silence and they'll absorb in their bhajan, na parartha nishtha, but they're not thinking of others. Then nayam tadasti brahmatam nupashye. He said that I don't see any shelter for these suffering souls except you, Nrsimhadev. So his mood was to give the knowledge to the people. So over here, we said that the Vedas are all different parts of, they in such a way that they benefit everyone. But Srimad Bhagavatam, it's mentioned here, Srimad Bhagavatam is the special contribution of Srila Vyasadeva. They knew that, the sages knew that some time back, Vyasadeva had compiled the Bhagavat Puran. And now having compiled it, it was also spoken to his son, Shukadev Goswami, who spoke it also. So at that time, Sutta Goswami was there. So now, in their effort to ascertain the best principles for age of Kali, which is what they mentioned earlier, that now Kali Yuga is coming, what is the best principle of religion? So in their effort, they want to investigate, what about Srimad Bhagavatam? Because we heard that Vyasadeva had compiled it. So then more information about this. In what period and at what place was it first begun? It's written here. Kasmin Yuge, which period? That will be answered. Pravartam ivam sthane, which place was it spoken? On what hetuna, ground, kuta, where from inspired? Where was it inspired from? So in what place was it first begun? Why was this taken up? Very good points that now such a great literature was spoken. We heard about it. We want to know the background, that when was it compiled first? Where did it come from? And where was the place it was spoken? Why was it taken up? So immediate answer will be the subject of this chapter, which is Narad Muni spoke. Of course, we know it came before Narad Muni, but here we're talking about this planet Earth. As far as this planet Earth is concerned, Narad Muni came to this planet, came to Badrinath, where Vyasadeva was from, and so we can say in our planet, it came at that time and place. But then later on, we'll see that actually before that also, it has a history. So because Srimad Bhagavatam is a special contribution, there were many inquiries by the learned Shaunaka Muni. It was not just the Vedas. They were versed in the Vedas, but this is Bhagavat Puran, the Bhagavat, the beautiful science of God. In one translation, Prabhupada says. So it was known to them that Vyasadeva had compiled different parts of the Vedas and explained the text of the Vedas in various ways up to Mahabharata. Now the Vedas contain the highest knowledge, but not accessible to everyone. It requires such a background, the Shruti, which we cannot access due to it requires high levels of understanding, sattva-gun, and qualification. Principally now, so we are looking at the Smriti section. So Vyasadeva had compiled Smriti, and he had compiled Mahabharata. It says that various ways up to Mahabharata for understanding of less intelligent women, Shudras, and fallen members of the family of the twice-born men. So Mahabharata is same Vedas and Smriti, the Itihasa and the Smriti. Puranas, Rama and Mahabharata, they explain the same Vedic knowledge in different contexts in conversations between Kshatriyas and Munis, or Munis and Muni, and in such a way that we'll understand. Not in the way that it's explained in the Shruti, in a high way, in such an important way. And these personalities, it says here, women, Shudras, fallen members of the family of the twice-born, the higher Varnas, those who did not go to Gurukul and qualify and become and get the thread and develop the mindset to understand the Vedas, then they were told, okay, better you read this part of the Veda. And why is that? Because they would read the Shruti and misunderstand. They'll misunderstand, it's not good for them, but it's not good for others, that the wrong message will be propagated. And that happened actually. Now, Kali Yuga, it happened. It went to the wrong people who interpreted it wrongly, and now all kinds of things are coming out in the name of Sanatana Dharma. So Vyasadeva, he compiled the Vedas for benefit of everyone, as Vedas are required, and because it's the whole plan of this material world. And up till Mahabharata, whole spectrum was there, from the topmost to the lowest, but everyone had the access to the Vedic knowledge to advance and become purified. Everyone, he organized it in such a way. And therefore he's explained as Vishala Buddhi, the great intellectual, and many other, we'll see in this verse, in this chapter, so many other adjectives describing him. That he was Amogha Dirk, and so many other descriptions of his great personality. He was qualified. So he, with his great intelligence, gave Vedic knowledge to everyone, access there. So now, but the time has changed. That was that time. Now we came to the now at the cusp of Kali Yuga. Now it's starting, and even all these Vedas are not there. A lot of these are not there. I hear different opinions of people, but at a cursory glance, I just checked. They said there were so many shakhas of the Vedas, this many are remaining, and I did a calculation, it came to 1% of Vedas are remaining. But I had also 6%, 3%. So the point is, whatever Vyasadeva had compiled is not there. It's all not there. Very little is there. So what a loss, what a great loss. Vedic knowledge is not there. How will we fulfill the purpose of life? How will we understand how to live in this world, in what view, how to organize the society, everything? No, it's not lost. Because these sages understood, they heard also that when Parikshit Maharaj sat down, he said, I want the essence of knowledge of the Vedas, because I'm going to die, and he was spoken Bhagavatam. So they understood, nothing is lost, Bhagavatam is there. And they had gathered to discuss how to benefit the jivas of Kali Yuga. When Kali Yuga is about to start, how will we benefit them? So they understood the benefit is Bhagavatam. So tell us now. Let us know about it. Let us know the history, what inspired it, because it's such a great literature. It's not one of the normal texts of what he wrote. So therefore, tell us about it. And here in the purport it's written that Srimad Bhagavatam is transcendental to all the Vedas because it has nothing to do with anything mundane. The other parts of the Vedas, they were not meant for highest seekers because people came here to enjoy. So they all had some part of how to increase the material enjoyment in this world and how to live. But the Bhagavatam was not speaking that because it's not meant for that class of people. It's meant for Paramo Nirmat Saranam Satam, that we came here out of envy. But now we realize that there is a Supreme Lord, I am His servant, and I should serve Him, but now the problem is my anarthas and my samskars from past are there. I decide to do it, but I cannot do it. It's so difficult. So I want to purify my intelligence and come to that point. So I accept Krishna Supreme. I want to surrender. So Srimad Bhagavatam right from text 1 that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna. This is his qualities. And this text of Bhagavatam, next verse, is meant for these people who want to go to him, who have finished with the material world. No, do not want to promote anything else in this material world, no material activity, simply to come to Krishna. So for these people, Bhagavatam was spoken. And so, as mentioned here, it's transcendental and nothing to do with mundane. And so Prabhupada writes, so the inquiries are very intelligent and relevant. Therefore, the inquiries we see in Bhagavatam, they're not like the other parts of the Veda, they're the highest. Why are we suffering? How is it that, as in one inquiry, Parikshit Maharaj is saying that how can we stop this, how can we, it said in the 6th canto, which is in the first text of Nectar of Instruction, that inquiry is there by Parikshit Maharaj, that people are suffering, how can we stop this sinful tendencies? How can we stop them? Then the reply was, well, as most of the Vedas say, that yes, in short, we have to do some kind of prayaschit, overcome this sinful tendency. And then Parikshit Maharaj rejected, no, it's not, this is not a fact, because even if we do prayaschit, we'll sin again. Then again, how do we remove that root of suffering? So that is not likely to find in other parts of Veda. Because most of the Veda, 99% is, not 99, but the highest proportion is karma kanda. Highest proportion. In the Vedas, the Shruti, Rig Veda, it's given the exact yajna, what to do, how to get health, how to get the wealth, position, good progeny, everything. Systematically, the verses, the mantras are given for material advancement. So, but here, that kind of inquiry won't be made. Immediately he says, you want prayaschit, but the tendency does not go to sin. Then what to do? Then it was a test. Shukadeva Goswami said, yes, actually, that is not the way. The only method is to awaken devotion to the Supreme, by which all the sins are destroyed. But when we speak about bhakti, detachment, this is very fearful to people. It's fearful to people who are materialistic. It's like great fear comes in them, even violent sometimes. They don't want to hear. Take this book out of the house. We don't want to see the book in the house. Why are these people coming to sell the book? Panic. Often it's the women, generally jivas in body of women are very prone and meant for sense gratification, the psychophysical nature. So they reject outright, but not everyone, a lot of them. And of course, many men who came for, they have a different plan in life, not to detach. That's not one of their plans. And so they move away from the book, from these books. But for those who are serious, this is a great treasure. Because as it says in that introduction, by this now, in the second purport of second verse, by this culture of knowledge, one can develop God consciousness. It's not like just a knowledge like Bhagavad Gita, it's giving the essence. But this is establishing a whole culture. In Bhagavatam, a whole culture is being introduced. How to live in a spiritual way, what is our outlook on system of government, society, what is our outlook in war, everything according to God consciousness. Therefore, a whole culture can be established by Bhagavatam. And the inquiries here are very intelligent and relevant. Inquiries here are how to get free from these things. Relevant also. The subject matter, because Parikshit Maharaj wanted to detach before he died. In 7 days, whatever we need to know before death is spoken. So we'll all die. Before that, we should know this. We should know this because it will enable us to become free of that material consciousness such that we don't take birth again. Ultimately, it's not that about rebirth, but it's about coming out of the material consciousness. We may be reborn and we'll be here in the service of Krishna. As Prabhupada said once in one quote, that I don't care about liberation, I don't care about escaping cycle of birth and death. I simply want to take birth again as the servant of the 6 Goswamis. And in Life Comes from Life, he says that I'm not concerned with liberation, and I simply want to smash these rascal scientists and Mayavadis. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. So actually, that is the aim. Actually, so if for people who are serious, that yes, we want to, and serious means actually we want to be serious. We are also not fully serious, but Bhagavatam will also help us to become serious. If we have that goal, even a little, just we take shelter and begin reading and discussing, and then it will fan that flame, that spark, and increase the desire, change our material desires. So for those who are serious, Bhagavatam is invaluable. It's only this topic is discussed. So its inquiries are very intelligent and relevant. The sages ask only those questions. So nothing here is relating to sense gratification or any mundane kind of advancement, but opposite, how to come out of it. This is part of the Vedas, which is, it came now in Kali Yuga, but it's not always available. We don't have I don't think it's there in every Kali Yuga. When Mahaprabhu comes, he brings it, because Gaudiya Sampradaya, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches when he appears, is all Bhagavad Dharma. But when he doesn't come, another avatar comes and gives the holy name. That is the Yuga Dharma. But to get Srimad Bhagavatam is a great benediction. At this moment in time, we do not have time, energy, we don't have the background to understand the Shruti, which was given by Vyasadeva, which he compiled for us. It is not there, it's not possible, but through Srimad Bhagavatam, simply by reading and absorbing, we read the whole Vedas. We have absorbed the message of the Vedas, and whatever benefits were to be had by all other parts, we'll get it very fast. So with this enthusiasm, they are asking in the previous verse that Sutta, the translation, "Oh Sutta Goswami, you are most fortunate and respected." But actually the Sanskrit verse hides some other mood that was there. Sutta Mahabhaga, repetition, enthusiasm. You heard Bhagavatam, speak it now, we want to hear. We want to hear this highest part. We want to understand and then spread it to everyone. This is the antidote. We understand. Parikshit Maharaj got the benefit. We want to hear how he got, what happened, where it came from, and we want to absorb it and spread it. Hare Krishna. Question?
Sri Goswami has spoken all Bhagavatam only within 7 days, whatever, within 7 days.
So question, did Shukadev Goswami speak all the Bhagavatam or whatever in 7 days he could have spoken? Actually, Bhagavatam means science of God. How to attain that science of God. Now, originally it was spoken by Krishna to Brahma. Then it was only 4 verses. But Brahma was at that level that he got it. He got the science of God in those 4 verses. He's very advanced, higher consciousness, intelligent personality. Then Brahma spoke to Narad. When Brahma spoke to Narad, he told him, try to understand it, and he said specifically, understand it and expand it. Increase it. So then when Narad Muni spoke to Vyas, it was in a bigger form, because as we go down, the personalities are not on the same level, they are at a lower level. So did he speak everything? He spoke everything that was required for him to become God conscious. That was required, was spoken. Similarly, we also need the commentary now. So it expanded again. For us, Bhagavatam came, the full knowledge is there to become God conscious, but I mean, if with the commentary of the Acharya now. Because we don't even have that intelligence. So answer is yes, he spoke everything. But this is more, because for us more is needed. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
if Sud Goswami and this meeting, will it take a 7 days?